Alright, so this is gonna be kind of new. I don't know if anybody did watch Pariah 9's entire spiel, but I did all of it. And yeah, now I understand everything more than I did before, but probably not even as much as I think. So, after watching Light and Sound literally turned me into, yeah, I can't even explain it. Just tears, emotions. I was living, oh man, I was living an entire thought of a lifetime that I don't even know if it was real or not, that I was involved in, but it felt so fucking real that, every emotion as if it were real came out. Like tears of regret, everything. This went on not only to like personal memories, but I mean religious, historical, all kinds of figures. It just like a, I don't know how to explain, like literally like a kaleidoscope wheel of individual things, lifetimes, events. Just just one linear thought turns into a real event. As I'm driving down the road, mind you, this is going on. I'm talking. It's like, like I'm listening to music and I'm writing it as it's coming out. Like, I mean, extended pauses where, it doesn't make sense to the timing of the beat, but it allows my head to think and get to where the next thing that's about to be said is said. Again, very few people are going to understand what I'm talking about here. I'm doing this mostly for me, but I think eventually people will be interested in hearing this. The best way I can describe what I'm talking about is maybe waking up, spiritual awakening and ascension process, something like that. But it's not even. Check out Rumi Boomy. That is a wise cat. Leave your judgment at the door, because everybody I know out of the world I just stepped out of, I feel bad for him for even referring you. But everybody should be allowed to grow, and here are people offering you real tools. So, Rumi Boomy, listen to what he says, think about it. It's real. As soon as I started thinking about it this morning, I got back out on the road, started driving, and whoa, So, intent placed on water becomes, at least for me, nothing like it. Not a drug like it. Nothing. Literally, when I drink my water, I don't let it go to my stomach. I tell it to go to my pineal gland. As I swallow it, I can feel it go from the back of my throat right up into my pineal gland, swirl around, and it's divine time, but not very long after before you start, getting some stuff going on. So like I'm driving a car, right? And psychically, I haven't seen a face yet of a person. I haven't heard a voice of a person, but I know I'm connecting with people and things. I know like messages I'm sending out, feelings I'm sending out, large amounts of energy, I would put it that way, that I seem to rack up somehow or whatever. I mean, it just emotionally it builds up, and then I just let it out. I give it out, give it away. Yeah, Rumi. I mean, prayer's cool, but you're kind of just talking to yourself. You know what I mean? So I believe it does help, because I've also noticed instead of just knowing that it is just you, right, my dude? You end up having to shift dimensionally who you are anyway, all the way down. Even though you're still in this third dimension, you can feel like I almost saw the outline of myself, come back down to a place in the three-dimensional where I needed to pray to who I was. I felt the distance, and I felt an understanding of the reasoning why. And even if you're co-creating something or just creating by yourself, an idea, a belief, the belief of a battle, an epic battle of heaven, the heavens, and all this is, I love it personally, and I wouldn't. You know what I mean? You just let everything go. No, not gonna let that go. I like that one. So, anyways, it's really cool. But I'm driving down in the car, and I don't know. Being alone lately is a motherfucker. It'd be really cool to go through and be able to experience this stuff and do it with somebody, talk to somebody about it. Plan a life that revolves around this stuff that's going on right now instead of whatever the fuck I just stepped away from. I'm never going back. Anyway, yeah, it'd be really cool. So, the point is this afternoon, these type of emotions and thoughts were what were in my head, and kind of overtaking, manipulating the energy, so to speak, of the situation. So, when this is going on, I'll be busting out laughing or in tears. It just depends on the emotion that's overtaking the moment. Sadness, ecstasy, whatever in between, getting ready, getting pumped, whatever. It's all there at once, and then I don't know how to explain it. It's like you can feel like smoke coming off the top of your head, right? And more and more of this stuff that you build up inside you, it's just the pressure, right? And then you let it go. In my opinion, it's sharing it, kind of just putting it out there, and then whatever the universe decides to do with it, it's gonna do. When I was directing my prayers as if I wanted it distributed in some way, it was, to give people who deserve it the chance to feel what I just felt, and people who don't, let them wish, kind of thing. But no, it's not like that at all. I don't look at that in that perspective anymore. It's more like, here, just take it. That was fun. That was an amazing experience. That was amazing energetic transfer I got to be a part of. Now share it. And it feels great. It's there's no words for it. So anyway, I think this is going to start happening more and more for more and more people, especially if you start taking it seriously. And yeah, listen to people like Pariah 9, sorry man, and Rumi Boomy. I'm sure there'll be more people coming to me or presenting themselves to me in the future, and as always, if I find value in it, I will share it. But yeah, as far as what I'm going through, this is top of the list right now. I could care less about anything that's going on back in Madison, even though I've got to go back there. It's almost like, I've got to step down into the kiddie pool to deal with just a bummer of a situation, and I don't want to. I'd rather go for a walk. A nice long walk and not even give a shit. But I don't know. It seems to be part of the puzzle here. For what I am experiencing, it's like, why do I have to go back and do any of this other shit? After I've just gotten a chance to experience this. It's almost, it feels demeaning to the soul to have to think about going and getting a job again. But maybe it's more about the perspective of the end goal rather than what am I going to be able to retire on. You know, is this going to buy me all the fancy shit I want? Blah, blah, blah. So, lots of stuff to think about. Amazing process going on right now. Understanding what insanity is and actually wanting to go insane. Experiencing it for no fucking reason. And then, you know, and then going through it, realizing what you're doing. All right, here's a story. 3 days ago, again, like it's in my mind all the time that any day now I'm gonna meet my person, right? You know, I'm gonna be super fucking happy. Still hasn't happened, right? But so I check in. I go to Sturgis, Michigan. Check into a hotel, and dude, it's weird right off the bat. I asked for a room upstairs. He doesn't even acknowledge it, and he goes, "Oh, if you wouldn't have paid third party, I would have." What do you say? I'd have given you the hot tub room. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, I'll take it. But he didn't give me the hot tub room. Instead, he gave me the only room that was boxed in by 4 people, and you got a hotel. There's 300 rooms, and there's only 6 cars in the hotel. So, like, I'm in the middle of all these people, and I've got the only door where you can use the key lock, you know, like, and not your swipe card key. They punched out the hole so you can get to the key. Like, you know, it's just weird shit. I'm not trying to be paranoid. It all adds up to this feeling I got a couple hours later when I'm sitting in the room. I placed heavy intent over the water and just dove into Pariah 9's content. I mean, started at the beginning and just, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'll probably go into detail later. I just actually met him and started talking to him, so I don't want to start putting all kinds of stuff out there. Because my experience, as real as it was to me and still feels to me, I cannot say that it has anything to do with this guy's actual life. And I would hate to say, hey man, you know, look, what I went through meant so much. And then for him to just go, oh, dude, you know what I mean? That's not the case at all. But suffice to say, the connection between a different energy, whether it was blood, family, or anything like that or not, was something I've never experienced before. Especially like the way I hear music now too. So the first thing was, I listened to this video, and I think it's like 2 in from the very beginning of his TikTok playlist, and he's playing you the sound of time and elements, and he's putting them on top of each other, overlaying it, and like it wasn't a strong action, but it definitely like it shut my eyelids, because it's kind of how it works now. Like my eyes are just shut, and then like, you know, your brain really kind of relaxes to it. You know what I mean? And then a couple videos later, it's I mean, it looks like a bunch of little half circles like vibrating, and it's a lot of like really pink light, and I forget what it is, but the caption said something about you can feel it in your bones, right? And as soon as he said that, all my bones started vibrating, I shit you not. And then for the next 4 hours, I was gone. I basically like living in a dream state. Yeah, I'll go into that later. Like that's definitely for a different video. But basically, I went insane, legit insane. Took off, ran, you know, some other stuff. but it wasn't like you know, nuts. No, like I knew what was going on. It was just being overcome by so much emotion and so many things all at once. You know what I mean? It was more like me taking off real quick in the moment, like I got to get out of here. Was a release of an expression of just a shit ton of energy that needed to get expressed. Now whether it was for me or somebody else that needed it, I don't know, but apparently it needed to be expressed. So you got to go with it, which is exactly why, you know, I've been doing everything I've been doing since Thanksgiving is moving in this manner, whether I like it or not. It's not comfortable. You know, I second guess everything I'm doing every day I wake up, but every day I go to sleep, which I don't get much sleep anymore either, but it's different than what it used to be like if I don't care. It's like a never ending battery, but I'm doing it for me, so it feels different. What else is going on? Just the best.